Hey, what's up, guys? First off, let me just say by starting off, apologize. Got a lot of inquiries, a lot of emails. Where was week 2? What happened? We wait for your stuff every week, and my bad. Sometimes you got hurricanes. Sometimes you have Irma. Sometimes you just got things like that blowing in the ocean. So, regardless, we're back here, week 3. Week 2 was a good one. For what I got to watch, had that big old hurricane blowing through, but it's all good. We're back down here in home, South Florida. The house is all good. We're good. Life's good. College football, and it's back to being the sunshine state, baby. Let's recap week 2 a little bit. Got a couple things set up. USC rolls over Stanford. Separation of power in the Big 12. Me personally, I think that we're going to see a rematch of that one to come in the future. Oklahoma, Mr. Mayfield planting that flag. Okay, beating up on the Buckeyes. JT Barrett kind of had a rough game. Oklahoma shows they might be the real deal. We'll see. I don't hold the Pac-12 in, that highest standard. Clemson. I can't even tell Deshaun Watson's gone. This Brian Kelly guy looks the exact same as Deshaun Watson. It's the same offense, the same plays. His playing style is the same. Nothing has changed. Okay, so the Deshaun Watson clone in Clemson is rolling. Beating Auburn. Staying undefeated. Clemson is legit. There's a lot of question marks as to rebuilding, where they were going to be. There's no question marks. Clemson's legit. And Louisville. Lamar Jackson is... He's Lamar Jackson, bro. So that sets something up for week 3. That's your week 2 recap. Let's go over some of the Heisman standouts as far as right now. Talk about some conferences, and then we'll get into week 3. Okay, Heisman's. Obviously, throughout the year, people are going to be falling and being in place and whatnot, or wherever they go, and it is what it is. It's still the same ones at the top of the list, the top 4, 3, 4, whatever. I don't think they're going to change throughout the year. They might, but I think number 1, I'm going to start from the bottom as far as I'm concerned. Mr. Barkley at Penn State, he kind of had a rough game. He only had 88 yards and a touchdown. We'll see. I think he's one of the better backs in college football right now. Maybe, it's a little down game against Pittsburgh, whatever. We'll see. Maybe Pittsburgh's defense is okay. We'll see as he gets more, if he really steps up into that spotlight as they start playing some of the bigger games in the Big Ten. But for now, I'm going to put him in my top 4. Number 3 is going to be Mr. Geis from LSU. Guy's got back-to-back 100-yard games. He runs with power. He's got finesse. His agility's, top-notch. The guy he's not a power Leonard Fournette, but I feel like he has that next gear. When he hits a hole and he's got an opening, he can put a step down, and he's out. So, he had 105 yards, 2 touchdowns last week. Okay, yeah, he's not rushing for 200, but if the guy can put together back-to-back 100-yard games in the SEC, I'm not real sure if there's a question. And well, obviously there's a question, but he still has to be in there. Number 2, just because of his performance against Ohio State, Baker Mayfield, he threw for 386 yards, 3 touchdowns. The Heisman has shown that you don't necessarily have to go undefeated. You just have to win the big games. That's a big game. And that's a big step up to do something, to get into that position, because big-time players make big-time plays in big-time situations. The man did it. Okay, so you have to put him in the Heisman talk. Last but not least, come on, is there any question here? There shouldn't be. Lamar Jackson, the man put up almost over 500 yards by himself. He counted for like 6 touchdowns. Does anybody else even play for Louisville, or does Lamar Jackson just go out there and throw the ball, catch the ball, run the ball, tackle, block? Does he just do everything by himself? If he can stay healthy, we're going to see another. There's no question, okay? Even if they lose to Florida State, even if they lose to Clemson, if Lamar Jackson continues to put up numbers like he is right now, after 2 games, just like he did last year, Archie Griffin ain't going to be the only one sitting with 2 Heismans. There's no question there, not a doubt about it. So that's our Heisman talk. Let's get into conferences and then get into that week 3. Okay, top conferences. A lot of people are still going to hate me. I still think the ACC is the best all-around conference. Maybe not the best teams, but I think they're all-around the best conference out there. Clemson, until proven otherwise, Clemson's still sitting on the top of the throne. I don't care what anybody says. Florida State, yes, they lost to Alabama. A lot of people do that nowadays. So, okay, take it away from Florida State that they got beat by Alabama. Whatever. They're still a good ball. They're still a good ball club. I don't care what anybody says, and it wouldn't shock me if, besides Louisville, I don't know if anybody else is going to beat them. Okay, they're that good. All right. Virginia Tech, I'm not going to toot their horn. They're not bad. Okay. Miami's decent. I don't know if anybody's watching Louisville play, but they're not too shabby. And your nitpickings here and there. I think they're the best all-around conference in college football right now. Followed very closely by the Big Ten. I just don't think the Big Ten has the middle people. I think the Big Ten has the top of the notch and then the bottom of the shit pile. You have Wisconsin, obviously. Ohio State has faltered. You still got Michigan, and you got Penn State. That's about it. That's about it for the Big Ten. Northwestern was supposed to be a dark horse. Duke handled that. Yeah, the Big Ten's close. I don't think they're the best. The SEC, you can say what you want. Yes, Alabama is the best team in the country. Yes, Alabama is the best team in the country. However, the depth of the SEC is not what it has been. Besides Alabama and LSU, I don't think so. South Carolina might be up and coming. That Brantley kid is pretty legit. Georgia, it is what it is. They're hit or miss. Florida, until they learn how to play offense, is not even going to be. Their defense is legit. But unless their defense can score 25 points a game, they're not going to win it. Okay? Number 4, I'm going to put the Pac-12. Yes, they've got some teams in there. Not to talk down to the Pac-12 or anything, but it's Pac-12 football. Okay? We've seen what happens when the Pac-12 plays games against some of the other conferences. Okay? Not trying to take anything away from them. Okay? But what I'm saying is it seems to me that maybe the Big Ten, definitely the SEC, they tend to be a little bit bigger, and they start manhandling the Pac-12 as far as size goes. So that's the only reason I'm going to put them at number 4. I know people probably cussing at me, giving me the finger, and what the hell's this dude talking about, and who is he anyways? Whatever. That's all in my opinion. Just it's okay. And then last but not least, the Big 12. Yes, you got your couple teams. That's about it. Okay, yes, Oklahoma beat Ohio State. You got TCU. That's about it. You got Oklahoma State. We'll see how that pans out. Good on them if they do. But the thing with the Big 12 is they all eventually have to do this. Okay, so that's usually when the order drops for them. That's it for conferences with me. Let's get into that week 3. All right, week 3. We got some good ones coming up. Taking a couple off picks here. I try to do 10 every week. I'm going to throw a couple out there. Baylor is not going to win their first game of the year. Okay, they're playing Duke this weekend. I'm going to take Duke. Taking Duke all day. Running with the ACC on this one. Lane Kiffin is going to get his first win of the season. They've got Bethune-Cookman or whatever it is. BC High School, whatever. Lane Kiffin should get his first win of the season. He's had some tough games. You know, I don't know if they're doing that scheduling thing for the money or just maybe the recognition of maybe putting his name out there. I don't know. But I do think that Lane Kiffin's going to pick up his first win of the season. We got Boston College, Notre Dame. You know, it might have been a rivalry back in the day. I'm going to take the Fighting Irish. I think they're going to beat up. I think I'm going to take Boston College this week. Another one of my weird picks this week is going to be California, Ole Miss. Now, Ole Miss has been a top 15 team the past 4 or 5 years. They've had their hiccups, and Cal likes to throw the ball. I'm going to take California over Ole Miss. Yeah, I just said that. A Pac-12 over an SEC, but it is what it is. South Carolina and Kentucky. Now, being how I used to live in Columbia, I know a lot of USC fans. I try not to get them too riled up because they get all crappy, and they remind me that Virginia Tech plays in the ACC. All right, Kentucky continues to be a thorn in South Carolina's side. Not this week. Okay. South Carolina's going to bounce back. Brantley's playing lights out. South Carolina might be legit maybe in the next 2 years. If the SEC East doesn't pan out, then I think South Carolina next year is definitely in the mix for being an SEC East contender. After that, Texas USC. I don't know what the spread is. I haven't checked because of that whole, Hurricane Irma thing. I'm going to take Texas covering the spread in this one. I think USC's coming off a big win last week. They're kind of sleeping on Texas after that loss to Maryland, and whatever the talk may be. USC to win, Texas to cover the spread. LSU Mississippi State in an SEC battle. I don't think Mississippi State. I know they put it along last week and then turned it up in the second half. Whatever. Geis runs for 125 plus 2, maybe 3 touchdowns. Tennessee, Florida, an old rivalry here. I'm going to take Florida just because of their defense. I don't see a lot of scoring in this game just because Florida has no offense, and I don't think Tennessee can score on Florida's defense. And last but not least, the talk of the talk, Clemson, Louisville. Okay? It doesn't happen very often where the prior year's national champion plays the prior year's Heisman. Not that I can remember. I mean, I'm old, but I'm not like wrinkly and shit yet. But it's not something that I remember happening since I've really started, following college football. I think the defense at Clemson is not going to stop Lamar Jackson. I think that they're going to slow him down. I don't think he's going to have the 500 plus and 6 touchdowns and all that other mess. But I don't think that Louisville's defense is enough to stop Clemson. It's going to be a shootout, but I think as the race goes on, the depth and I think Clemson's going to hang on as far as the stamina game goes. Fourth quarter, maybe Clemson pulls away. I'm not going to say it's going to be a blowout, but Clemson's going to start pulling later on in the game. So taking Mr. Dabo Sweeney and the Clemson Tigers to win over Louisville. It's PTF Week 3. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Thoughts and prayers go out to everybody out there in South Florida. You guys are here. I'm with you in that bucket. So stay safe. You guys hang in there, and everything will be getting done here soon. You guys have a great week in college football. I'll see you back next week.